Good morning. It's Delusion Dispeller, life coach since 2010-ish, maybe earlier. Anyways, I am here to tell you part 2 of toxic relationships and what you should do if you are in one. All right, so let's talk about that now. So we left off about if you're in one, how do you get through it? You don't get through it. You leave it. You don't stay in a toxic relationship. Now, some people can't leave it right away, so they have to find a way to cope with it, unfortunately. That's not ideal, obviously, but if you're in that situation, you have health problems, or you don't have money to get out right away, etc., then I guess you need to know how to not let what's on them get in you, so to speak. So let's talk about that. What are the things that you need to do if you are in a toxic relationship? The first thing is don't go through it alone. Tell a safe person. The problem with toxic relationships, especially with narcissists, is that by now they've driven all your friends away from you, so you don't have anybody in your life. That's why it's very important, hopefully this video has caught you before that's happened, to establish friendships of some kind of people you trust. And keep them on the side so that you can talk to them when you're able to, so that you can let them know what's going on. Find ways to attach to people in a healthy way so that you have that rapport with them and you can let them know, hey, I'm kind of stuck in this situation right now. I can't get out of it, but here's what's going on. This is what he says. This is what I say. This is what's happening, and this is what's being done. It's good to just let somebody know and be aware of what's happening, because so many people suffer in silence and secrecy, and it's the secret things that stay hidden that are the most dangerous. That's used to be my normal motto before Eyes Wide Open moving forward. So yeah, don't keep things hidden so that people don't know what's happening to you. They can't help if they don't know. All right, second thing, pray. If you are a praying person, now's the time to do it. Ask the Lord to intervene. Ask Yahweh to jump in there and, do what needs to be done. And He will. He cares about you. But He also cares that you're taking care of yourself. So that's also part of it. Detach and let the person that's the abuser own their own stuff. What I mean by that is obviously they're still going to say what they're going to say. They're going to do what they're going to do to an extent. But that doesn't mean if they're telling you you're ugly, you're worthless, you're useless, that you have to believe that and take that on yourself as if it's the truth. Or if they try to, recreate history and say, oh, that's not what happened, this happened, and you know that what just happened, happened. Don't let them convince your brain that that's the case. Now, unfortunately, I'm talking to people that haven't already been snowed in for years and years, and their brain chemistry already believes everything that abuser says about them. I'm talking about people that are still within most of their mental faculties and can make their own decisions to an extent, but they just started realizing, oh, wow, this is really toxic. It's not helping me, and it's not healthy. So that's who I'm aiming this at, just so you know. Other people, unfortunately, I can't help everybody. Some people are just so far gone in their mindset and their mental faculties that I'm not sure anybody can get through. They're just convinced that this is what they were made for, is to live for this abuser's pleasure. So that's sad. But hopefully I'm talking to somebody before it gets to that point. All right. Avoid making excuses for the other person's bad behavior. Don't pity the abuser. It's so tempting with some of these people. Now, we're talking about guys here, but it could be girls too, where they play the martyr and you feel so sad for them. And maybe they say, they have physical symptoms and, oh, you're giving me that headache again. Just don't talk to me right now. I get a headache every time you're around me and stuff like that. Don't pity them. Don't say, oh, are you okay, you poor thing? They're not a poor thing. They're manipulating and abusing you. And if they have a headache that bad around you, wouldn't you think they'd get away from you entirely? I mean, that would make sense, right? So they use anything they can to make you feel sorry for them. Like they don't want to talk because it stresses them out. Well, okay, then don't be in a relationship if you can't talk because it stresses you out. Go find something to de-stress yourself outside of this relationship. Don't be in one. You know, seriously, people make all kinds of stupid excuses because they want to behave bad and then make you feel sorry for them afterwards. All right. Remain objective. Know who you are and believe the best of yourself. That way, when they start saying, oh, you're this and you're that, and you're slime and you're nothing without me, and look at how you failed at this or you did that, you can tell yourself in your head, this is just him talking or her talking. This is their perception in their brain. It's not really who I am. I had to do that a lot in my first marriage because he put me down a lot towards the end. And he made me look stupid in front of my kids often. I had to keep telling myself, what you're going through right now, that's not who you are. That's not what defines you. You're better than this. You know that you are somebody. You know that you're an individual without him. And that's how I went back to college and went through college in spite of him saying, you're not going to get a penny from me for it. I don't know why you think you're going back to school. And I did go back to school and I got 2 psychology degrees. So, some people would say, well, you showed him. That's right, I did. I did show him. But I didn't do it for him. I did it for me because I wanted to be somebody that could help other people and have a legitimate legal way of doing it without people saying, oh, well, you're not credentialed, so who are you to tell us? So I am credentialed now. I have 2 degrees. You can contact Kaplan University if you want. And yes, I know there's controversial stuff going on with Kaplan, but the point is, it was college. I went through it. I got my degrees. I know a lot more about psychology than I ever knew before I had those degrees. And I now work as a teacher's aide because of those degrees. So it counts for something. Anyway, so yeah, remain objective. Know who you are. Believe in yourself, no matter what they say or do to you. Next thing, realize you cannot control or change another person. If you do decide to stay in this relationship, just realize that he or she most likely 98, 99% of the time is not going to be any different. They're not likely to change. There's not going to be this magical thing that happens suddenly and they feel really bad about how they treated you and they want to just really reform their life to suit you. They just don't, especially if they're abusers. They don't care, so they're not going to, look at themselves or their situation, their issues or whatever as being part of why you're so upset and why you're hurt. They just plain don't care. I know that sounds, pardon me, cold and just really strange for those of us that have feelings, but there are literally some people in this world, those brain connections never connected, and they won't care about you because they can't care about you. So I'm going to end, pardon me, that video right there. Let me go clear my throat. It's first thing in the morning. I'm just not quite fully with it yet, but I wanted to get back to this video right away and finish up on this toxic relationship set of videos. So I will talk to you shortly, and we will see you back here in a few minutes. Eyes wide open, moving forward, and I will be moving forward to you with the 3rd video in just a bit. See you there.